talk about e-commerce and selling things through your CBB chatbot. I'm going to keep this simple, and I'm going to talk about how you can sell things within your chatbot, whether it's physical products, digital products, or services. You do all that. Now, if you want to sell things online, you have a ton of options, from a Shopify store to a Stan store to your own WordPress site with WooCommerce, and that's just to name a couple. But you have to pay for all of those. One of the nice things about selling things through your chatbot, you've already paid one fee to have your CBB account. And it can be overwhelming, all the things that are available to us in this platform. So I would recommend do one at a time, get that functioning the way you want it to, and then move on to some other option that is available to you. But the e-com, there's a lot you can do with it. But I will say, it is limited. It's not like a Shopify store. It's not like an Etsy shop. It's different. It gives you the ability to list your products and to sell them. It also gives you the ability for people that are chatting in your chatbot to ask questions and search for things. And your chatbot can recommend the products or services that you sell based on the conversation that's happening in your chatbot, which is cool. That's not something that can be done on these other platforms. So you have a trade-off. It depends on what you want out of your e-commerce and retail strategy. Different options when you think about selling stuff online. You can go with a full-blown store like a Shopify store where it's super customizable. You can make it look really fancy. It has all of these bells and whistles, but you're going to pay more. Shopify store that I have is $39 a month, and that's like the basic package. I don't know what some of these other people pay, but it can get pricey. But you have a lot of customization. You have a great shopping cart. You have the ability to put blog, posts on there. All kinds of stuff. Shopify is what I would say is probably one of the best options if you want a standalone website with your retail store and all of your stuff on there. Then you have Etsy. Now, the difference between Shopify and Etsy, of course, there's a price difference. Shopify charges you by the month and then has other fees on top of that. Etsy doesn't necessarily give you a monthly fee, but they have a transactional fee. So everything you sell on there, you pay a certain amount for. And it's not quite as customizable as Shopify, but people can go to Etsy and search for things. And so you can use the power of their search ability for hopefully your store to be shown. Whereas Shopify, it's like your own website, so you have to market your own website. Another option is something that was blowing up last year, especially if you were selling digital products, and that was Stan Store. And the basic package for that is $29 a month. I have that package, but it's pretty limited. It's maybe a dozen or so templates that you can choose from. And they're not bad. You can change your colors and put your brand colors and stuff like that in. But it's pretty set. It's pretty standardized. You get an image, a description, and then a buy button. And there's not very many variations that you can use to display your products. But it's nice. It's basically for social media. So you put a link in your bio that goes to the Stan store, and then people can choose from the different options in your list of products. But it's not really a full-blown store like a Shopify store would be. And then CBB has a full-blown e-commerce store, not nearly as customizable as a Shopify store, but has everything that you need, just like Stan Store would, to list your products, have an image, a description, a buy button, and take them to a shopping cart where they can make the purchase. The nice thing about CBB, I'm not paying extra for it, one, and I can set up a drip campaign with my email after the purchase to maintain the customer interaction with that customer and keep that customer journey flowing for repeat business. So I'm going to show you how to set up e-commerce in CBB, and it's just going to be a basic setup. I'll put one physical product, one digital product, and one service product. And I'll show you how to build out different categories and how to both manually and automatically import data. If you're using CBB or Stan Store or Etsy or Shopify, it really doesn't matter which one you're using. There's something that you need to have in place, some assets that you have to have in place before you venture out into any of them to set up a retail store. First things that you need to understand is, what is it that you're selling? What is your product or your service? You need to know what it is, you need to have a good description of it, a good image for it, and you have to know what you're going to charge for it. So have your images, your descriptions, and your pricing all set and written down somewhere, because you're going to need that for any of them, no matter which one you choose. You're going to need those at a minimum. Have those things done, organized, and accessible once you have the images, the descriptions, and the pricing done, then you can choose your platform and you can start building out each of your products on your store. And I'm going to take you through the setup for e-commerce on Chatbot Builder. And so let's go start a new account. So you would create a new account. And we'll call it Setting Up E-Commerce, just so we know which one it is. When you first set up a new account on CBB, you actually have a functioning chatbot right out of the chute. Because they supply you with OpenAI free of charge on your account, you could actually go into a welcome message, get the link for that, open up a web chat, and your bot is functioning. Hi, how are you? What products do you sell? And it's not going to have any, okay? Because we haven't put anything in there. But you have a functioning bot. Right now, you could ask this bot anything that you want, and if ChatGPT knows the answer, basically your bot knows the answer. But if you want your bot to know answers about your business and your products, you have to go and put that in to the instructions of your bot. And that's a whole nother video of how to set up your instructions for your chatbot so that it answers questions about your business and has conversations with the user based on what you want it to talk about. So go watch those videos on setting up a basic chatbot with CBB, and it'll show you how to set that chatbot up to be customized to your business and put the knowledge base in basically for your business. But we're going to talk about the products. And so we're going to go in and we are going to go to the marketing section. We haven't done anything with our bot. We're going into the marketing section and we're going down to e-commerce. And if we go in here, there's nothing installed yet. So one of the first things we want to do is make some categories, because it's going to be useful for us down the road when our chatbot is recommending products to the user or searching for products that the user is asking about. If we categorize our products, it's going to be much easier. So I have, for instance, print-on-demand mugs and t-shirts and hats. And I also have memberships and chatbot building services and microgreens. I have a lot of different stuff, and I don't want to group it all together. I want to put it into categories so that I can, down the road, specify how I want my chatbot to talk about these things. And if I want different agents within my chatbot to be responsible for talking about these things. There's one here, we're going to stick to just a couple of categories. I'm going to add mugs. And I'm going to add chatbots. And let's see what else. And digital products. So now I have 3 categories listed, and I'm going to go back to products, and we can start adding some products in. Now there's a couple of different ways to add the products. I can do it manually or automatically by importing from a spreadsheet. First, we're going to do it manually, and I'll do one of each so you see the differences. So you can also connect your meta catalog if you have one, but we're not going to talk about that in this video. So if I want to manually add a product, I'm going to click on add. I'm going to name it, and let's do a starter bot, short description, build a basic bot. I'll do a chatbot for your business. Long description. Just put that in for now. So there's your long description. Pricing starts at $2.99. We won't do any tax or anything. And I can add an image 2 different ways. I can add an image from a link, which has to be somewhere hosted online already. Now I have images on my Google Drive. Sometimes Google Images don't play nicely. Even if I have the share options set correctly, anyone with the link can view it, and I copy the link. Now that image is hosted online, but it's not necessarily going to show up correctly on my chatbot. So if I add the image from the link, let's see if it comes in. See, it says no image. So I'm going to trash that. You want to make sure that whatever image you're using, let me go show you an example here. If I go to my website, for instance, and let's say I want to use this image here. I'll use this one here. So if I do copy image address from that picture right there, and I go back to my chatbot, and I add the link from that, which is an image that's hosted on my website, now you see that it does display. So you want to make sure that if you're going to use an image from a link, that when you put it in, it actually shows up. There's a lot of limitations to online links. If you don't know that the hosting of that image is somewhere accessible, then you might want to upload the image. And that way it's hosted right here on the CBB platform, so you know it's going to show up when you display this product. So I'll leave both of those images for that product. One is a link from being hosted somewhere online. The other one's an image that I uploaded to CBB, and they are hosting it on their servers. I'm not going to do anything with the inventory. I don't have any variants. I can put some tags if I want to, but I'm going to leave that blank, and I'm only going to put the category, which is chatbots. And we want it to be searchable, and click Save. So now I have one product that I added, and it is a service. It's a starter bot. Category is chatbot. Now I'm going to add another one. AI mug. Short description. AI agents. Employee. In 1995. No tax. Again, images. We can do it from a link, or I can upload one. Instead of the mug, I'll put the glass. And again, we're not going to put any variants. We are going to put the category, and this time it's going to be mugs. Click Save. I'll add one more. Start your business. And let's find an image. And again, we will put in a category just so we can do some stuff down the line. Now I have 3 products in 3 different categories added to my e-commerce. If I go to settings, there's a couple of things that I need to do here. If I want to set up my payments, I have the option of cash on delivery only. Because I haven't added my Stripe account or my PayPal account or any kind of payment processor, this is the only thing I can take is cash. So let's say I was at a farmer's market or a craft fair, and I had my items listed in my chatbot for people to buy right there. I have a QR code set up on every product. They scan the QR code, it goes to my e-commerce checkout page, and they can buy that product right there. But they have to pay me cash for it. There's no payment processor for them to use a credit card or to use PayPal to pay for it. So it's going to process it as cash only. So that's the only option that I have available to me right now. But I would go into settings and I would integrate my Stripe and my PayPal as payment processors. Then I'd have other options here to use a credit card or other options. On the shipping, we will choose pickup in store. There's other options you can fill in here, but we're just going to do this for now. And then the checkout, there's a default checkout page. Make a custom checkout page. I can create a flow that runs a certain series of tasks, or I can have it visit my external product page. So if I wanted to, I could send this out to my Shopify store if I wanted to, and run the shopping cart and the checkout page through there. But I'm going to put the default checkout page so you can see how CBB works. And then all of the required information, we'll just leave it checked here. So let's go back to general. We have an option of how to display our web shop. We could just list the products that we have. We could list them with an image, without an image. We could put them on a card. on a card with a square image. We could just do an image that's a square. There's a lot of different options, and they all look a little different. But that's about as custom as you can get with this. So, and this is about it when it comes to customization. Like I said, if you need a lot of customization on how your storefront looks and you want high aesthetic value, you're probably going to want to go with Shopify or something like that. But for functionality, this is all you need, and you have a few options that you can change to make it look differently within the chatbot here. And we're actually going to turn the search products off. This is an old function before AI, but now that we're using AI, we don't need this because AI is going to determine what the conversation is about and how to recommend products. We're going to save it. So now we have, let's change this to a card with a square image. Save it. And now we have to actually create a flow to show our shop. And that flow is just going to be a simple one box flow, and we're going to call it shop link. What we're going to do here is we're going to put a text box, and we're going to say to see our, and we're going to put in here a message to see our shop. Click the button below. And if you want, you can put a couple of arrows in there. And then the button, we need to say shop now. And it's going to open a website. And the link is going to be our custom field of shop link. That's where our products are basically stored in this custom field. And we're going to save that, publish it. Let me change the name of this. Publish it. And now, if I take a look at this, it pops up a message to see our shop. Click the button below, and when I click on that button, this is our shop. Now you see it has the categories of everything that we defined. So right now it's showing all of the products because it defaults to all. If I only want it to show the chatbot services, it will show those. If I only want it to show the digital products, it'll show those. And if I only want it to show the mugs, it'll show those. Now, this one didn't show the entire picture. Remember, we put 2 photos on this starter bot. So if I click on that, it's going to have a carousel effect with both of the images. So that's how it looks if you have more than one image for one product. But I can go in here and I can choose how many I want to buy. If I want to buy 2 of those, add it to the cart. And now you see down here my cart has 2 starter bots in there. And I can proceed to the checkout. And this is where I would fill in my information. And if I hit pay, I get a thank you. And if I go to my bot and refresh, there's the receipt. So I have the products put into my e-commerce. The flow built to show our products in a web shop. I need to go to settings, OpenAI, and I need to create a function that tells my chatbot if people are looking for a product, then I want the chatbot to show them my web shop. So I'm going to create a function that says show web shop. What does its trigger do? I'm not collecting any data, but I am starting a flow that we created, that shop link flow. And I'm going to say absolutely and continue. Now, if I go back to the instructions for my chatbot and tell it to use that function, and I'm going to go for the shop link. And I'm going to go call the show web shop and continue. So now if we go back to our bot and say, can I see your products? Boom. Shows us the flow. Sends us to the products. We can add them to the cart and buy them. And that's how you set up e-commerce within your CBB chatbot. And we did that from a brand new account. What we did not do was set up, I'll show you that. We did not set up the payment processors, which you would do here. Put your Stripe account and your PayPal account and connect those. And once you do that, then you have other options in the e-commerce for your checkout page. You can have a credit card or the PayPal set up to take the payments that way instead of cash only. And then you can also customize your checkout page, and there's so many options. So for this video, I'll make more videos on other things we can add to the e-commerce. In the next video, I will show you how to import multiple products from a spreadsheet and how to tweak the instructions for your chatbot so that it can make recommendations for some of those products to the user based on the conversation that the chatbot is having. I hope this was helpful. As always, leave comments below, and if you would hit the like button and maybe share this video out to somebody that you think it would be useful for, I would greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.